Really excited to introduce our second keynote of this Mastermind presentation. Cool. And a little backstory. Most of you know my good friend Matt Schneider, who worked at the HQ team for a couple years, then has transitioned to FitPro Tracker team. One of the best leaders that I know. And his recommendation is worth its weight in gold. And probably about a year and a half ago, he connected me with this guy named Coach V, this really dynamic speaker that Matt came across in his travels, in his personal growth, and just thought he'd be a great addition to be able to add value to the FitBody family. So connected with V, we got each other's podcast, and I could tell you immediately, this guy, there's something special. The dynamic ability that he speaks, the way he articulates, and the fact that he's a true bred coach. Because let's face it, while we're coaches and we inspire, don't we need some inspiration too? Yeah. Don't we need some motivation? Yeah. Don't we need to feel a sense of being empowered? Yeah. Well, you are going to get that and more, my friend. So as always, get on your feet and help me welcome Coach B!
Oh, man. Thank you, Brother Bryce. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All of you are too kind here at the Elite Fit Body Boot Camp Mastermind with Brother Bryce. Man, that's a good looking brother now, right? I'm just saying. I met this dude on Zoom and I'm like, in person, he looks better than he does on Zoom. And in that today, if you would please, Jamie and the staff has sent over some notes. And in that is the academic reference material that I will be speaking about, all of the juice that most people usually pay $10,000 for one session with me via Zoom. I've given 3 of those to you in your notes. So if you would please open up module 1. It says Empowerment to Success. There were 3 modules that Jamin and the staff has sent out to you as we start this 2-hour journey about you. About this 2-hour journey in this Elite Mastermind today about you. This notion of empowerment, the granting of authority and permission to do, become, and achieve what you want in life, leadership, and business. To claim your rights and take control of your life. What a freaking notion. Empowerment. So then we're going to take that noun that is empowerment. Is everybody finding the notes? Everybody finding the notes? We're going to take this notion of empowerment and now look within in terms of this manifestation of metamorphosis and change inwardly. Sorry about that, baby girl. My bad. Inwardly with outward performance and results. Because who knows that life, leadership, and business, success in life fulfillment, being a great spouse, a good mother, a good father, a good friend, and a good business person, all is an inside game. Who knows that to be true? Say, I do. I do. So in that, let's continue this clapping thing it is that you guys do, and I'm going to introduce you so that we can have these breakout sessions, like these 30-minute hit sessions that has to do with physical activity. So every time I say hands ready, that just means be ready. We're going to freaking clap. Okay? So when I say hands ready, I'm just going to say a number. You simply just clap that many times. Hands ready? And 1, 2. Stimulus and response. Faster. You have been given a set of directives. Those directives say, I say a number. When you hear that number, clap that many times with energy and enthusiasm. Hands ready? And 1, 2, 3. Now, 1, 2, 3, you have been trained on, and now we're going to add to that 6. Okay? Now 6 is 3 claps plus 3 equals 6. Okay? So I'm going to say 6 and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? And then I'm going to say fit body and everybody's going to say boot camp. You guys down for that? You guys want to get some of that? Okay? So that's a lot of directions. So now we're going to see if you're coachable. But let's start with just a brief example, right? Let's try the 6. Ready? 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 6. 6. Now, we're going to say 6, and then I'm going to say, no, Bryce is going to say fit body, and we're all going to say boot camp. Ready? And 6.
Fit body.
Boot camp. Man, it is amazing. According to the premise it is that your business model is already built, is that group, people, relationships, synergy, all of us together can create some stuff for us personally that is greater than what we can do for ourselves. Is that the concept? Am I pretty close?
Yes.
Right? In a hit, get going, respond. In that for your notes, here are the 5 aspects it is that I'm going to ask that you consider in terms of your level up today. Repeat after me and say level up. Me. Say level up. Me. So here's the 5 phases of empowerment. That is the mission for me and my team worldwide and my company to impact positively how you think. Write that down. How you feel. What you do. How you see things. And how you say things. Next to that list of think, make an arrow. And next to think, now write down mindset. Oh, yeah. Next to how you feel is emotional intelligence, EI. Right? Number 3, now what you do is performance. Huge. Now how you see things is now perspective. And then now how you say things right now is EC, effective communication. This is the starting point of empowerment that I have found. I coach, teach, and train, keynote speak in 34 industries that I have no relevant experience or expertise. Does that shit make sense? No. But does it happen? Yes. Why? Because I empower people. This is the human approach to excellence, profitability, strategy, process, finishing, winning, and then do it all again. How you think, how you feel, what you do, how you see things, and how you say things. Broken down into mindset. Like this championship mindset, this perseverance mindset, this I will not quit until I win, and when I win, I'm going to do it all again mindset. Ooh, that sounds like your business. Doesn't that sound like that? Ooh, that also kind of sounds like being single, right? Anybody in here single? Oh, yeah. And that's a struggle. Hey, being single can be a struggle, right? Right? Yeah, but wait till you get married. We got some struggle waiting for you on this side too, right? This is just how life, leadership, and business works. So this aspect of this level up in empowerment, I'm going to ask for you to first consider in your notes, write down K plus A equals E. In that is this first concept that we will be going over in terms of knowledge, right, is what K stands for. Accountability is what A stands for. Empowerment, we already started with the definition of that. That is really the objective for today, is to empower you in how it is that you think, feel, what you do, how you see things, and how you say things. Translated into mindset, emotional intelligence, your daily behavior and your performance, your perspective, and how it is that you communicate effectively and on a very high level. Who thinks that this is some important stuff right here? Who thinks we can never get enough of developing and leveling up on these things right here? Who? Yeah. Who thinks that? Yeah. Right? In that, let's just start really quickly on this aspect of mindset. And we're going to be jumping around and we're going to be going over these frameworks that are already in your notes. So I'm not up here freaking shooting from the freaking hip. There's a design and there's a strategy why I have been brought in here to help you in your level up. In that, it's not to say, look at me, look at my powers. Oh, I'm amazing. This is so that you go and look in the mirror and go, why not me? How come I can't be my own superhero? How come I cannot be my own master of my fate? I'm not here, or Bedros, or Bryce, to be like, oh, look at us, be like us. No, here's the strategy. Here is the design. Take it and make the best that you can make for your life, leadership, and business. Now, here's the nuance in terms of how it is that I coach, teach, and train. And I coach billionaires, millionaires, 100,000aires, 34 different industries, Fortune 1,500 and 100 companies. I coach everywhere. And it's just been a blessing to do so. Right? But here's the juice of this empowerment to success brought to you by your boy, Coach V, is this. Right? And write this down. Become more effective and efficient in achievement of your success. Become more effective and efficient in the achievement of your success. Become more effective and efficient in the achievement of your success. But now write this down. But translate that success into these things. Repeat after me. Say joy. Joy. Say peace. Peace. Say happiness. Happiness. Say fulfillment. Fulfillment. Say love. Love. Say family time. Family time. Woo! Now this is the juice. What I'm proposing that you consider today is that in your level up, in here at this elite mastermind, that you not only become more effective and efficient in the achievement of your success, but to have the awareness and the enlightenment to be able to translate that success into your joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, love, and family time. What a freaking concept. So this is looking at you as a totality of the human being it is that you are. In that, let's go into knowledge. And sir, what is your name?
Steve.
Brother Steve. Let's go down, Brother Steve, and let's read this aspect where it says, for things to change, I must change. It's at the very top of the module, page 2. And at the bottom there, it says, for things to change, I must change. Steve, can you read that off? Top of the second page. And it just says, for things to change, I must change. Right there.
Got it.
Nice and loud.
For things to change, I must change. If I don't change, nothing changes. If I do change, everything changes because I, Steve, am the key.
You are the key. I'm going to help. Bryce is going to help. The brand is going to help. But the only person who is accountable and responsible for your success, your joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, love, and family time is you. And that's why most people don't want fucking coaching. Because they think that the coach is going to help them become what it is that they want. No. All of us are a part of each other's journey. But the only person that's going to achieve what you want, whether you're from South Dakota, my man. Steve, where are you from?
Kentucky.
Kentucky! Or from right here like I was. I was raised right here in Pomona, California. Stood in a free lunch line at Ganesha High School off of Fairplex Ave. Every single mother freaking day. The best meal it is that I could have was that free lunch ticket. And I told myself then and now, speaking at Fit Body Boot Camp headquarters, right down the street from that very place where I couldn't afford lunch, I told myself then, and who it is that I am today, is that I am the key. Repeat after me. Say, for things to change, I must change. If I don't change, nothing changes. Say, but if I do change, everything changes. Say, because I, say your name. Say, I am the mother freaking key. Who knows that to be true? So stop looking around to the government and the tax rates, right? And the freaking interest rates and who's in party, Republican or Democrat, independent, it doesn't matter. What only matters, and this is coming from a cat who, when I lived down the street and went to school, I couldn't speak English. Now I get paid thousands of dollars a minute to speak a language that's not mine. And because of the fact that I am not a Tongan American, I am an American that comes from the island of Tonga. And I have subscribed to the American dream. And this is what the American dream affords all of us: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But ain't nobody giving you shit. You got to go get that yourself. You have to become more effective and efficient in achieving your success. And I'm saying this loud, but I ain't screaming at you. You guys get where I'm going, right? Steve, what a notion. For things to change, you must change. What does that mean for you?
Change mindset,
What else?
my beliefs.
Yes, sir. My man from South Dakota, what does that mean for you?
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
That's right. Here is the notion of empowerment: to become more effective and efficient, to do, become, and achieve. We're going to make you more effective today at pursuing your success. But we're going to help you change within so that the success it is that you want now starts to pursue and start being attracted to you. Ah, what a concept! Right? What a concept! And guess who can do this? Anybody. But guess what? One of your primary X factors in your success is you live in the United States of America. Because you can't just wake up in the Middle East, China, Tonga, where I'm from, and look, I subscribe to this stuff. Look at me. I'm the skinniest Polynesian you ever seen. Right? I believe in what you believe in terms of fitness, health, mind, body, soul, activity. I'm not up here just woofing some stuff about, oh, I believe in you, I believe in this. This isn't this way because I say so. This is what life, leadership, and business tells us all. I've just organized it in such a way with academic reference material that you can now gain the knowledge, have the accountability, and empower yourself in terms of life, leadership, and business. Right next to Brother Steve, who do we have here?
Jeff.
Brother Jeff, where you from?
Virginia.
Virginia? Okay, you know this Tongan brother? I lived in Chesapeake, Virginia, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Norfolk, Virginia.
Other side of the state.
Yep.
I'm on the western side.
You're on the western side? Because my dad used to sandblast. He worked for the military when we first came here from Tonga, and he used to sandblast those big water tanks. So I've been there. All right, my brother from Virginia, can you look up that poem right underneath for things to change? And it says, the box you've outgrown. Can you see that, brother?
Yes, sir.
And read that nice and loud. Stand up for us, please. Come right up here to the side. Give it up to my man from Virginia. Give it up to my man from Virginia. Nice and loud, please.
The box you've outgrown. Look past the walls, open the drapes, dare to peer out and plan your escapes. From the box that you're standing, so still and so meek, dare to reach out and have a sneak peek of what just might be, of what you still dream, that excited and delights you, that gives you your steam. They may have gone quiet, those be plans and dreams, as they aren't in this box. So scary, so they're scary, it seems.
Yeah.
Your beliefs, fears, and doubts all act as a wall, but this little box has gotten so small. So bend, break, or lower those limiting walls. Seek, grow, and prosper, and learn from your falls. What would you do, and where can you win? So chase your big goals beyond the safe zone. Step out of the box, the one you've outgrown.
Outgrown!
By Jim and the Gold Chaser.
Man, the way that was written, it kind of sounds like it was made for you from Virginia, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was like spot on.
Thank you.
Stay right there.
Yes,
the
sir.
box you've outgrown. Here at the Elite Mastermind, what does that mean for you? What does that mean?
It's personal development,
Yep.
knowing that I'm worth it, that we can succeed.
Say that again.
Yeah,
Knowing that you're what?
that I'm worth it.
Anything else?
That's powerful. knowing that my company needs it, my family deserves it. You know, I've earned it. So
That's right. So this little box, brother, has gotten too small. Step out of the box. That's what we're saying. Final thoughts? Final thoughts?
just glad to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. Give it up to my man. The box you outgrown. Brother Bryce, I think it seems like you want to elaborate on that a little bit. I think you want to elaborate on that a little bit. The box you've outgrown. Your thoughts on that, Brother Bryce, please.
The box you outgrown. I just think that's the story that of our lives that we're,
Yes, sir.
we're continuously striving for. It's not about how you are right now. It's about where you want to go. And we're all in this mission together, trying to get 1 degree better every single day. And for me, when I look back at my journey, and this is similar to many of you, anytime you take that step, it's always scary. It's always nervous. So you have these self-limiting thoughts like, I can't do it. But at the end of the day, you can. But you need to take a step out of that box.
Yes, sir.
And grow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Everybody on your notes, please. There is some inspiration that are quotes. I'm going to come by you and I'm going to ask you to read one of those quotes, please. Let's start right here. Can you see quote number 1 for knowledge? Can you see that? Can you read that off nice and loud, please? Here we go. Hold that for me.
Knowledge has a beginning but no end. Gita Iyengar?
Yeah, Iyengar. Yes, sir. Tell us your name and can you read off quote number 2, please?
Barrett Henson. The good life is one inspired by love and guided by knowledge. Bertrand Russell.
Yes, right there. Pass it on back to the ladies in the back, these beautiful ladies. Number 3, please.
Karen Scott. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Plato.
Right here, ma'am. Number 4.
Tony Lacey, knowledge is the treasure of a wise man. Anonymous.
Very good. So we're talking about knowledge there. Now, we don't have time to go through all of these like if you were on a coaching session with me, but I've left it there for you so I would not be stealing you from what it is that would be a real session for your consideration for quotes it is that may empower and inspire what it is that you think, right? Let's go down from knowledge. Let's go down to now one of my favorite words, accountability. Can you read number 1, please, sir, and tell us your name?
Justin Smith. Leaders inspire accountability through their ability to accept responsibility before they blame. Courtney Lynch.
Woo! Before they blame. Ma'am, say your name. And number 2, please.
Danica Abood. Ability breeds responsibility. Stephen Covey.
The man, Stephen Covey. I heard him speak in person in Boise, Idaho. He is a freaking genius. You're from the 208? 208? Where in the 208?
Meridian.
Meridian. I love Meridian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent 8 years on the Boise State football staff as the linebacker coach up there. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm Ashley Stewart. When it comes to privacy and accountability, people always demand the former for themselves and the latter for everyone else.
Yep,
David Brin.
number 4, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Joey Stewart. When we fail to set boundaries and hold people accountable, we feel used and mistreated. This is why we sometimes attack who they are, which is far more hurtful than addressing a behavior or a choice. Brene Brown.
Yeah, Brene Brown. Thank you, sir. Let's go one more on accountability, and then we'll go over the equation.
Nazario Chavez. It's not only what we do, but also what we do not do, for which we are accountable.
Moliere. Whoo! Knowledge and accountability. What a concept. Especially number 5, right? We are not also held accountable for the things it is in which we do, but we are also held accountable and responsible for that which we do not do. Most of the adults it is that I train, they understand. You do bad shit, stupid shit happens. Who knows that? Right? Who knows that, right? But this is going beyond. Like Coach V, you should not be putting a 4x4 from In-N-Out in your freaking mouth. If you want to stay and remain the skinniest Polynesian that most people see, that you better not eat. That's the things it is that you don't do. That you're accountable, that you said you wanted to do something that now negates your opportunity to access some things. In there, here is the equation for your consideration. Because my Tongan ass, I need some equations and formulas and frameworks, right? I just need it. It makes it very simple. And on your notes, it's stated, right? K plus A equals E. Okay? In that, knowledge has at least 6 factors on there, right? That you know what you believe in. So believe in, right? Is that down on your notes? Is everybody there? Right? Number 2 now is that you know the direction you want to go in life, leadership, and business. Oh, excuse me. That you know you. You know who you are. So that you K you. Number 3 is that you know the direction you want to go in life, leadership, and business. Okay? Number 4 is that you know how to support yourself. Process in Fit Body Boot Camp. Write down replicable steps that replicate success. Write that down. Like you know how to support yourself. Okay? So support yourself. S-Y. Number 5 is you know how to survive. S. And then 6, that you know the difference between what is right and what you should not do, which is wrong. So whether you're starting, and even more when you're at the top and highly successful, which most of the people here are, very good at what you do. You know your process. Like, right? You know what you believe in. You know who you are. You know the life direction you want to go. You want to create multiple streams of income. Like, this is what I want. This is the life direction it is that I want to go. Now, destination living is awesome. I take 3 major vacations every single year. 3, minimum. I take 1 mini vacation every month. Why? Because I become more effective and efficient at achieving my success, and then I translate that success every single freaking month into joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, love, and family time. Because who knows if you're going to be here to take that China trip or that Japan trip next year? I don't know. But this month, I'm going to plan that shit, and I'm going to go out there and live it, right? So then, like, you know how to survive, right? And knowing how to survive is, like, there's a difference between risk and freaking being just totally out of control and being negligent, right? Over leveraging in business. Like, people do that a lot, and they're not around anymore, right? Not being able to survive is also like Blockbuster listening to Netflix when they came in and said, hey, we would like to help you with this. You know what Blockbuster did instead of partnering with Netflix? You know what they did? Do you know what they did? Anybody?
They went out of business.
They did, but they bought Circuit City first. So you don't know how to survive. You can't gauge what the market and where value is, right? These are some basic fundamental knowledge. Basic. I've defined what knowledge is in there for you. I've defined the approach to knowledge, how to acquire it, and why is it so beneficial. It's all in your notes. But this is the main concept, right? I mean, how many people right here on number 6 where it says know the difference between right and wrong? There's a governor from New York who was one of the most powerful Democrats in the history of New York. That's not there anymore because he didn't know. Highly successful, very good, influence throughout the nation and the world. Dude ain't there no more because he did some stupid shit. You get what I'm saying here? Not just how to become more effective and efficient and then getting there and not leaving. You stay there as long as you can because the business game, the longer you're in, the harder it is to fall, or you sell and then you get out, right? But the harder you're in this game, man, it's a grind. Who knows this is a grind each and every day? Come on, right? And knowledge is also what you think. And how important is it in terms of how you think? So to me, as a performance and a success coach, that's what I am. I got people that come to me and they want to pay me like $3,400 an hour minimum, right? Just to complain. I'm not a fucking therapist. What I focus on is what you're freaking doing, what your calendar says, and that your actions and accountability reflect what you said you wanted to do, become, and achieve in life, leadership, and business. That's what I do. But I do know this. Of all the thinking, feeling, doing, saying, and seeing things, right? Doing is absolutely huge. But damn, if your thinking is contaminated, it's over. And this is what I think for that. So if you think you're beaten, you are. And if you think you dare not, you don't. And if you'd like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. And if you think you lose, you've lost. For out of the world we find, you see, success begins with the person's will. A champion state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You have to think high to rise. You have to be sure of yourself before you could ever win a prize. Because life's battle doesn't go to the strongest or strongest woman or man. But you see, sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks they can. Say think. Think. Say feel. Feel. Say do. Do. Say see things. See things. Say things. Say things. Now say champion. Champion. Say winner. Winner. Say this now. I can. I can. I will. I will. I'll be. I'll be. All that I'm called to achieve. All that I'm called to achieve. Now say champion. Champion. And that's what you are. But that's why empowerment is so tough. And just in case you thought that I was up here talking about being a champion or being a winner, that I saw some shit on a YouTube video and I could speak eloquently, now I go around speaking, coaching, and training on what it takes to be a winner. Nah. Life, leadership, and business doesn't work like that. And what you're finding here is the collective. I have been on these championship teams. These are not my championships. I was a part of something greater than myself. And what I'm here to talk to you about is not only the ability to become more effective and efficient in achieving your success, but a consistency that's second to none. Every single mother-freaking day that you get up and get after it. Now, you have this knowledge concept and this empowerment equation down, it's on. But most of the time, this is what people think. Because our greatest fear is that we are inadequate, but also that we're powerful beyond measure. But really, it is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. Come on now. Because we ask ourselves, who am I? Who are we? Who, me? Brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and famous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? Because you are a champion, and you playing small does not serve the world. And there's nothing fucking enlightening about shrinking back so that other people don't feel insecure around you. You were born to make manifest that champion that is within us. And it's not just in some of us. It is in all of us. And as you let your light shine, you automatically give others permission to do the same. As now you, me, and we are liberated by our own fear. Now our presence automatically liberates others. What a freaking concept. Repeat after me. Say empowerment. Empowerment. Say empowerment. Empowerment. Say empowerment. Empowerment. Hands ready? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 6.
Fit body.
Boot camp. It's amazing the dynamics when you train and level up on your knowledge. Now we're talking about accountability. Go to your notes on accountability, please. There you're going to find at least 4 factors that I found that has been huge. Now, semantically, you can call these things whatever you want. That doesn't matter to me. But I know I'm in the neighborhood, and should you subscribe to it, you can call it what you want. Make this equation into whatever you want. So I wrote down, hey, here's some knowledge factors that you need to figure out and be good in, right? In that knowledge factor is a 2-part, right? This industry-specific knowledge. Did you see that in the notes? The industry basic fundamentals, the industry, what's called best practices for your industry. And I do this and I bring this to every industry that I'm in. You need to be a champion at that. You need to be an expert at that. You need to be an expert at protocols, procedures, tasks, right? training, hiring, onboarding, orienting, retaining. Like all of those things in business and in knowledge is needed. Lastly, in knowledge, before we go into accountability, is this exact want knowledge. Do you see that in the notes? Say yes. What specifically do you want? I didn't make the kind of money it is that I wanted. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to work hard, see what happens. You know what happens? Fucking mediocrity. That's what happens. But when you write down, I saw some of the sheets around here. It had exact figures of what you're trying to achieve. Am I wrong or right? Did I see those floating around? Oh, man. When I see stuff like that down on paper, meaning you are laser focused and have an objective, you actually have a target that you're trying to shoot at, the dynamics change. People used to ask us, isn't it already assumed that if you go undefeated that you will be a champion? Hell nah. We ain't leaving it to chance. We put down win every game on the blue, win every away game, win the conference, just not go undefeated. That's too much. There's too many steps that go before you get to undefeated. There are small steps each along the way. There are quarterly steps. And we were so detailed there. And it said on the top, be a BCS champion. Right when I got to Boise State in 2002, the players wanted to write. This is 2002. National champion on top of the pyramid. The goals. I mean, you guys just had a goal session, right? The goals. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Be ultra specific. The players wanted to write down, like, national champion. I just came from UC Davis, and I was young on the coaching staff. The year prior, they went 13-1. And the coaches just couldn't see it because they came from Oregon. They came from other big programs. So they were like, us being a national champion, we couldn't see it, right? But then I told them, I was like, shit. Y'all went 13-1 last year. I'm new on the staff. I'm like, put that shit up there. Why not? Because here's the first question of major and big-time championship success. It isn't how or what, it's who. And that who is, why not you? Because if you can't answer this question of why not me, and you come up with all the excuses for why not, you ain't got a shot. I'm just saying. It's going to be really tough. But when you do believe and you have this exact want knowledge down, the game and the dynamics change. Now let's go to accountability. This is the actions. So you take the knowledge, which is the electricity. It is the fuel. It is the juice. No one can have an appliance or an application, any type of effort, execution, performance, or results that doesn't have knowledge. Who knows that to be true? Yes or no? Say yes. Yes. So now accountability is the reflection that knowledge, that you do it in terms of activity. I write that down in terms of the notes in these modules as daily habits, activities, routines, and tasks, automated tasks. Those things that you give little to no effort to and it's just running. Like we're down here grinding and the media department is up there grinding. We're down here grinding and we got people up there on the phone doing sales, customer relations, growing the brand. Is that true or not true? Yep. Yes. That means you don't have to touch it, but it is still freaking moving. It's amazing. Daily habits, activities, routines. Create automated tasks as well. Create flow. Write that down in your notes. Flow. That flow creates momentum. You want to go to your next level in life, leadership, and business? This is the equation and the formula and the framework. Habits, activities, routines, automated tasks create flow. Flow creates momentum. Momentum lifts you to your next level of life, leadership, and business. You don't do it particularly. It happens by coming in day after day after day after day after day after week after week after week after month after month after quarter after quarter after quarter, and then bam. And then guess what happens after that? You got to do that shit all over again. Who knows that to be true? Yes. Tremendous. Now, you add K plus A equals E, and you reach empowerment. What's the word that might be opposite to empowerment? Anybody know? Disempowerment. Disempowerment? Oh, yeah. English is my second language, but that's a good one right there. That's some fob stuff that I don't know. Disempower? Yes. No. Very good. And I love English words, man. Because English words, there's words in English that our dialect and our language doesn't even have a translation to, right? There's no, like my kids always crap is like, hey, Dad, say McDonald in Tongan. McDonald? You just make the English word sound, right? So very good. I applaud you on that. That was deep. That was deep. But any other words? Any other words? Discouraged, good. Another one? Passive. Passive, another one? Anybody else? Submissive. Submissive. Man, I'm going to send that word to my wife. Hey, babe, when I come home, could you be a little bit more submissive today? Because my ass is tired of being submissive to my wife every day, boy. But I love that word, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Anybody else?
Weak.
Very good. Anybody else? Write down this E word, entitlement. Whining, complaining, being negative, blaming, which is the opposite of accountability, and an empowerment cannot be reached when people feel fucking entitled. Like they should be given some shit they didn't earn. Am I cussing too much for this group? Man, I'm just saying. Fuck, they told me not to cuss at the United States Secret Service. I started cussing and they fucking were like. Right? Because it's just appropriate. I'm not cussing at anyone. I'm just trying to make an emphasis. Because in Pomona, California, right down the street from here where I grew up, motherfucker is a noun, adjective, verb. Okay, maybe I'm going off on that too much. Back to entitlement. Entitlement. It just doesn't work. People that are entitled in your culture is going to be a disease to your success, disease to your mindset. If you're in proximity around those type of people that are about mediocrity, they're just okay with not being excellent. It just deteriorates. What's another word like empowerment that's a positive word? It's an E word too. So these are the 3 E's. And any word, empowerment, that lifts you to the next level in terms of your thinking, right?
Elevate.
Elevate. I never had that word, but I'm going to add it. I like elevate. Go to the next level, elevate. I'm going to add that to the module.
Enlightened.
Ooh, who said that? Enlightened. Stand up, ma'am. What is your name?
My name's Nina.
And where are you from?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? Massachusetts? Did they write the Declaration of Independence there?
Oh, damn, I don't know.
There's one of those. It's funny, too, because when you live in California, man, your geography is shitty. Like all the other states and stuff. Ain't that true? Isn't that true? Who else in front? Like they called me to go to Boise State. I was in 2002 out in Davis, right? I was at Davis. I was substitute teaching an all Spanish speaking kindergarten class. I can't speak Spanish, right? And they were like, hey, we're from Boise State. We'd love for you we'd love to fly you up and be a graduate assistant for our program. And I was like, where the hell's Boise at? They should have fired my ass right there, right? But in Massachusetts, describe that word enlightenment, please.
So I think enlightenment is being able to remove yourself from material and be able to feel into everything else.
That's right.
Yeah, and channel it.
That's right. We're going to be going over that in module 2, which is raising your awareness. Enlightenment allows you to write down this term, write down enlightenment, and write down 360-degree view of your life, leadership, and business. That's enlightenment. That you understand your surroundings and that everything and anything that either could negate, like when you're a parent, how many parents we got in here? Right? So before you become a parent, you can't see shit like the way you do when you have kids. Now you see, oh, this is going to be bad, right? My wife got super pissed off. We were in Hawaii. My daughter was 9 months, and she took a bunch of sand. What did she do with it? And she put it in her mouth. My wife was pissed off. She was like, you're so aware. You see everything. You're like Magic Johnson on the basketball court, right? How'd you let her eat that sand? Yeah, this is my level of enlightenment. Babe, I bet you she'll never do that shit again. That's some Yoda shit right there. And as an expert in what you do, you could see the negatives that may impact what you do negatively, and you stay the hell away from it, right? You don't even engage in the debate or the argument. It is not worth your time, your peace, and your patience. It's not worth it, right? And then you also see the possibilities. That's enlightenment and empowerment. So there's a couple factors for you to consider in terms of your equation. What is that for you and in your business? What is that? Figure that out. What is the knowledge that you need to acquire, right? What is that level up? What are your actions need to change? Because for things to change, you must change. When you change, everything changes for you. None of the things it is that I'm talking about is revolutionary. All it is that I've been tasked to do today is bring it back to the front of mind. How important is it? Yes or no? Yes. Super important? Yes. Everybody good? Liking the notes? Yes. Okay, does the frameworks help? Yes. Okay, very good. Let's go on to module number 2. Get to module number 2, please. Open that up as we're going to be talking about what Coach V calls the Coach V 7 Alls. Now, does anybody know in terms of the life track or the life approach it is that Tony Robbins or John Maxwell or Stephen Covey, do you know what they teach? Like, right? Yeah, Stephen Covey leadership, like 31 aspects, right? Tony Robbins, something around 9 life aspects for your life. John Maxwell, 21 aspects, right? So I can't remember that much shit in front of 5,000 people, so I teach 7. Okay? So I'm bringing you today the Coach V 7 Alls to raise your awareness. In that, the first quote, can you get down to the first quotes on that module, please? And if you are at quote number 1, can you please raise your hand? If you got to number 1, can you raise your hand? Number, who hasn't spoken yet? Right here, sir. Where are you from? And can you read quote number 1? Yes, please.
All right. Tom Huff from Texas.
Nice.
Yeah. And the key to growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of consciousness into our awareness. From that guy.
Yeah, Lao Tzu. I like that. Man, everything is bigger in Texas. Can you stand up? Come on, oh, man.
Every fucking time.
Oh, man. The flags are bigger. Like, you ever go to Texas, man? You go by a Whataburger. There is literally a Texas flag that could cover an entire playground in California. Right? Right? Man, good to have you, man.
Thanks,
you look
buddy.
good.
Thanks.
You look good. I love being here. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to work out twice tonight. I'm going to work out twice. Because when I hang around with the corporate folks I work out, I'm like top notch, top 1%. I come to Fit Body Boot Camp and I'm somewhere down the line. In that, let's go quote number 2, please. Could you read for us? And tell us your name and where you're from.
Teresa from Chandler, Arizona. Let us not look back in anger nor forward in fear, but around in awareness. James Thurber.
Yep. Next, right here, please. Thank you.
Jen from New York. The first step towards change is aware. No, yeah, that's not the one you want. The first step towards change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. Nathaniel Braden.
Thank you. Over here on this side, ladies, would you participate?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you read? I think we are number 4.
Okay. Every human has 4 endowments: self-awareness, conscience, independent will, and creative imagination. These give us the ultimate human freedom, the power to choose to respond to change. Stephen Covey.
Ooh, Stephen Covey, my man. One more, please.
What is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself. Abraham Maslow.
Man, huge. Now, let's go back here, ma'am. And let's go to the top of the module. I wrote down these 9 aspects. So we're talking about awareness. We just went over some quotes about what awareness is. The ability to recognize the stuff that is around you that is either pertinent, relevant, or not. Right? And everything else, write down on your notes in terms of this portion right here is just write down this term, cut it. Like if it doesn't fit your dreams, hopes, and aspirations, whether it's a person, an activity, a habit, or people, you know, those sorry, deadbeat ass people that you hang around just because you used to for a long, long time, it is time for you to cut it. Cut those people and that negative thinking. Who has some negative thinking? Oh man, I talk about whining, complaining, and blaming, but I'm an expert at it. But I get back on track faster than I ever have at freaking 46 years old. I can't afford not to. I'll whine, complain, and blame, and my wife is like, oh, you're choosing to whine, complain, and blame. I'm like, these motherfuckers, these are my like 9, there's 9 brothers and sisters, right? In this Polynesian family. I'm like, just give me 2 more minutes to whine, complain, and blame, babes. Just 2 more minutes. Just 2 more minutes. Right? But in that, this is what happens. If you allow those people to stay in your life, your habits, you know those places that you might frequent that your ass shouldn't be there? Right? If Dracula's out at 12 o'clock at night, you're a very successful business person, and it's 12 o'clock at night, don't be like these NFL people. Like the NFL will send you an Uber, and they still fucking try to drive home. Right? Like, let's not do any of those things. Who's in on that deal or no deal? Yes. Okay, who has the microphone? I passed it over. Let's go over to the top. Now, let's go over to the top of the notes about, okay, these are the things it is I feel as a success coach for over a decade now. This is year 12, right? Number 1 through 9. Can you read number 1 in terms of what I feel like a lot of people oftentimes neglect? Can you read it off?
We neglect our health as if it is not the only vehicle that can transport us in the present or into the future.
Oh, who knows that to be true? The first thing we give up as we're trying to get this cheddar, grow the brand, right, get the marketing going is our health. Usually our diet, number 2 is activity. True or not true? True. Right? Right? Thank you so much for that. Where are you from?
I live in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Welcome. Welcome to Cali. Okay. Introduce yourself again.
I'm Marlene from Orange, California.
Orange? Orange?
Yeah,
Off the 55 Orange?
Yeah.
I haven't been down there in a while.
Awesome.
Yeah, pleasure to meet y'all. Are we connected on IG?
I am.
Ah, look familiar. And you're always tagging your husband on there, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a follower. Okay, can you read number 2, please? Sorry to bounce off track, but that's just some real human connection, right? Like you meet some people that follow you and you follow them, and I'm like, you see my wife in my picture, my wife and my kids, right? Yeah. Like, man, we were you years ago, right? Y'all look, you look better than me. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. That's all good. Go ahead.
Our passions as if succeeding will remedy the lack of fulfillment, only to find something is missing.
Please, your husband?
We neglect our family as if they will always be here and don't deserve to be the priority.
Go over to my man over from Boston.
All right, Hervé from Boston. Our faith as if tomorrow we will subscribe to what we believe, assuming tomorrow we will be around to make that choice.
Whew. Let's go to the back here, sir. Where you from? Introduce yourself and give me 1 second. I do want to touch on that real quick. Because as your success coach today, I'm not off on this religion thing or telling you what to believe or have faith in. But let me just tell you as your success coach for this session, that a human lifetime goes to be about 110 years. If you don't have a plan for your eternity after you live this life, you would have done yourself a disservice. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, this is some higher level shit now, right? Whether you believe in reincarnation or what you believe in, knowledge starts with what do you believe in? And the reason why for me that's important in terms of whatever your belief may be, that if you don't subscribe to it, thinking like tomorrow you could subscribe to that plan of what's going to be in eternity, because eternity, that's a long fucking time. Traffic here is a long time, right? Traffic in California is a long ass fucking time, all right? But I'm talking about eternity is a long ass time. May I please just have you consider to have, you got a plan for everything. Everybody in this room got a plan for everything, right? Come on, right? Yeah. Got a plan, a design. Oh, we don't leave shit to chance in this room, do we not? We do and design things by choice, do we not? Right. I'm just asking, and it would be remiss of me not to ask that you consider your eternity while we're here. Deal or no deal? Deal. Thanks. That's my final on that. Next, in the back.
Blake from San Diego. We neglect our development, advancement, and appreciating ourselves, sacrificing all the just mentioned for a better season or time. We are disillusioned as more appropriate.
Yeah, who knows that to be true, right? Disillusioned thinking we will do it later, but that later never comes. True or not true? True. Pass it on over to Brother Bryce, and we'll go down that way, please. Next one.
We're number 6 here. Our finances never accounting and setting an equation that allows us to live to the full And have that rainy day fund should there be an emergency.
Whew, finances. Account for that time and money. Huge. Next, where you from, sir?
Miami, Florida.
Miami?
Yep.
I love we coming there. Because we're sailing, I think, out of Miami to Cozumel, Belize on July 1st. Man, I'm freaking excited. I've never been to South Beach. Is South Beach everything it is they say it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I leave my 10 and 12-year-old in the hotel room?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Okay, good. That's a good one. Please, from Miami.
All righty. Junior Oliveira from Miami. Our friends and network as if we self-imprisoned ourselves to live a life of solitary confinement.
Relationships. Here's a Coach V quote for you, for your notes. Write this down before we go to our next gentleman. There's money in the transaction, but the wealth is in the relationships. Coach V, #1 business quote. There's money in the transaction, but the wealth is in the relationship. Man, if you got some folks that you want to see or some people that were good to you back in the day, right? Just reach out. Stay connected, virtually or whatever. You doesn't need to be in person, because when people pass away and the game is over and you cannot reconnect again, that time has passed. Okay, next gentleman, please.
Matt from Providence, Rhode Island. We neglect our mentality as if our minds do not need activity and knowledge acquisition to learn, grow, be strong and healthy to withstand the rigors of life, leadership, and business.
Very good. Next to that one, please put down the mind game. That's the mind game right there. The mind game isn't about the haters and your own self-doubt and all that. This is what I feel is the mind game, is like what it is that you need to do in terms of activity. I mean, probably not as much as he does, but I put in the activity to make sure that I stay fit. I mean, not just to be healthy, because for me, I just don't want to be healthy. I want to look healthy. That's my brand. I got to look like I am a life champion, that I am a person that's about empowerment. How do I ask anyone else to try to do some shit it is that I'm saying that you should consider if I don't do it myself? Example, right? But this right here is the game. Like, what do you need to do in your mental workout all the time? Instead of sitting around watching 30 minutes of the news, which is all bullshit and hype and gets you in a bad state of mind anyway, is what are those scriptures? What are those books, right? If you need a book, let me recommend High Performance Habits by Brother Brendan Burchard, right? He's got a manifesto, motivation manifesto too, that is a great read, right? Any of Tony's stuff, any of John's stuff, all of the manuals that are here. If you see this, right, I used to get paid thousands of dollars an hour to speak, coach, and train on this stuff, and I knew it. Like, you could see it, right? This is my shit. This is my juice. I wrote this stuff. But when I put it down on paper, so for you, here's your mind game. Put your stuff down on paper. Start to design it, have processes, protocols, procedures. Who knows what a playbook is in athletics? Does everybody here have a playbook for your business? Do you have a mission and a vision and the day-to-day activities? This is what you do in January, February, right? And then take it to the next level for what you should be doing for you. Who's in on that? Deal or no deal? Okay, next, last one, please.
My name is Ryan. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
Not right now.
Well, I mean, but the Bengals are in Ohio. That's cool. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I'm a Niners fan, right? We just got we didn't get our ass whipped. We got beat by a very good team who's been designing to win a freaking Super Bowl for the last 4 years, right? Have the Rams not been doing that? I mean, those guys don't leave anything to chance. They don't have another first-round pick for the next 2 years, right? They were all in for today. But in that, Baker's pretty good. But Odell's going for you, right? Odell left there. But anyways, I'm sorry, getting off track. Let's go. Number 9.
Our rest and rejuvenation, as if the law of diminishing returns and law of sleep do not apply to us.
Yes. Who knows that's true? So I coached one of the top trainers. Actually, John is the top trainer for the Navy SEALs. And I'm always talking to him about this stuff. And I'm like, bro, do you guys just go off of fumes and 3 hours of sleep? He goes, V, on the field, yeah. You know, we got to do what we got to do in the field. But off the field, I mean, we're going 9 to 10 hours sleep, minimum. Like this rest and rejuvenation. It just betters your attitude, betters your capacity, betters everything. Who knows that to be true? So who gets what we're talking about here is awareness, huh? Awareness. That's what we're talking about. Raising your level of awareness so that what happens? What happens, and it's down there on the notes, what happens when your awareness isn't at a level of empowerment or enlightenment? Does anybody know?
Everything takes over.
Takes over. What else? Lack of confidence. What else? Write this down. It's in your notes now. Blindsided by neglect. When you are not thinking about these 9 things and what it is that we're going to be going over, which is the Coach V 7 alls, right? You're going to be blindsided by neglect. Life is going to remind you that it should be a priority. Who knows that to be true, right? Anything that you do not give focus to, in proximity in, and touch and engage with decreases or gets worse. Who knows that to be true? Who knows there's a shelf life for everything it is that we have that we purchase? There's a shelf life for it. There's an expiration date. Who knows that to be true? Even you buy, like I'm looking at buying some kind of 80-inch thing. We just built a pool in the back, right? I'm trying to do, you know, those polar plunges like Bryce does. We just built our pool, right? We got this big ass 80-something inch TV. And my son's like, man, that's just sick. That's sick, right? And I'm like, yeah. And in a year and a half or so, it won't be that sick. Right? Because things just constantly change, right? In that, write down for your notes, and then we're going to do a clap session, stand up. In fact, let's just stand up real quick. Stand up, kind of just move up and down, move around your desk real quick, right? We can't just sit down. This is how human performance works. We can't just sit stagnant. At some point, you got to stand up. But who knows this has been a jam session? Clap your hands if this has been a jam session. This has been a jam session. And really, right now, at 12:01, we got 59 minutes left, so we are in the second half. Everybody say second half. Second half. Hands ready. Stay standing. Stay standing. And come on up here. Right? You call it out. We'll clap it. Because this is the thing about process, protocols, and procedures and design. When you have a strategy and you coach it up, it doesn't matter who's leading. It should still function. Who knows that to be true? Is that true or not? Let's go.
One clip. Do I say 1 or 2 or what?
Oh, yeah. Were you not paying attention and taking notes?
You got this, Steve.
Nah, here we go. So it's just hands ready. Now I'm going to ask that you guys redo how you do your clap session. Just make it more effective, right? Just say hands ready and just say the number 1, 2, 3, and 6. Deal or no deal? Deal. Here we go.
Hands ready. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 6.
Boot camp. Damn, that was the remix. He came up with the remix there, right? Didn't he? That was awesome. Take a seat. Okay, does that help you feel a little bit more refreshed? Because everybody right now is engaged, right? Everybody right now is engaged. But make sure that we always, in everything it is that we do, we're taking just consideration. Because who knows, we're in the people business, right? This is the people game, people focus. So that when you're lecturing and or training your people, that you just understand the human width span in terms of time, getting up, making sure that we're at high optimum levels to perform. Who's in on that? Say deal. Deal. Okay, now we're going to go over the Coach V 7 alls. It is noted in what it is that is your playbooks and your modules, right? Number 1, what is number 1? Can somebody find what number 1 it says?
Personal health and life fulfillment.
Personal. Number 2 now is, can you guys read it off? What is number 2?
Familial time and money, take margins, prioritize family.
Familial. Okay, that's what I'm calling it for the module. In terms of my language, right? Number 3, now can somebody read it off?
Spiritual.
Read it off. Anything?
What is your spiritual approach or belief, lifespan versus eternity legacy?
Very good. After spiritual, can somebody read off what number 4 is, please?
Professional, personal development, professional advancement, and appreciation.
Yep, number 5. Can somebody read off number 5, please?
Financial, 10, 70, life insurance, living will, retirement, and tax, professional.
All right, for number 6, can somebody read off what number 6 says, please?
Relational, V formation, 20
And then can somebody read off number 7, please?
Mental. Knowledge, acquisition, mental activity, workout, rest, and rejuvenation.
So in that, this is just raising your awareness. And these are the 7 aspects. Write down under your notes, please. Write down thermometer, meaning this is the measuring. Thermostat will be the reset. So this is the formula it is that I give you in a framework that you're going to gauge yourself between 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest every single Sunday before you get to launch. This has been really revolutionary for my clients because it gives them a framework and a gauge to, let's go right here, ma'am. Tell me your name again, nice and loud.
Caroline.
Caroline, if you were to rank yourself in terms of personal, right, between 1 and 10. So personal is going to be your health and your life fulfillment. Broken down into activity, so exercise, activity, and then also your diet, and then fulfillment is doing the things that you're passionate about. Like for me, that's snowboarding and golfing because they're hard as hell for me to do, but I love to do it. It took me 3 seasons to come down the training hill on a snowboard. I even blew out my shoulder too, trying to do it. I caught an edge, and guess what? My ass learned not to be on an edge and not be flat and catch a freaking edge, right? So in terms of personal, I would rank myself usually on all of these. I'm either at an 8.5 or higher. What about for you? Today, personal. So your health and life fulfillment. Gauge yourself, 1 to 10.
I would say 7.
7. Okay. What about familial? Meaning that you spend the time and the money that you have to, and then you prioritize family. What would you gauge yourself?
8.
8. Spiritual, meaning legacy. Did you answer some questions like, do the people it is that you know, that you know and love, do they know you love them? Did you impact your community in some type of way? Do you have a legacy that when they say the name Caroline, that people are like, man, that was a good woman, right? Spiritual. What would you rank yourself?
I feel like it's right there with the personal, so 7.
7. Professional. That you develop yourself for personal growth, professional advancement, and that you actually appreciate what you do and you appreciate yourself. 9. Nice. Financial. Not only do you make a good living, but you have a living will. You have life insurance, right? You have a plan should shit happen in your life, right? You have your legacy planning. You have a great account. Who knows that having a fucking tax professional is huge in our business, right? That you have a tax professional, that you have all of that set up. That's financial for me. What would you gauge yourself at?
I feel like 7.5.
7.5. Oh, we're going 0.5s now. Yeah. Woo! Let's go. We're getting granular. We're getting detailed. Now let's go relational, right? Relational is huge now, and for all of you, you'll see it in the notes, but write down V formation next to relational for you. These are the 25 people, like migratory birds, that are more effective and efficient. They increase their range by 71%. Because of the people that fly in their V formation, the birds in their V formation. Who is that for you? This is one of them. I mean, we're about 50-some people here, right? You got 2 V formations here that make you more effective and efficient in terms of proximity because you're in formation with them. You level up in terms of the industry specifics and the industry best practices, and then you're held accountable, just like the HIT sessions that we teach and train in every one of the gyms. Because it's a group setting, we start to hold these self accountable, and we look forward to actually seeing one another. True or not true? So the V formation in your life in terms of relational is huge. What would you rank yourself?
I don't know, I'm having a tough time with that one. 20 to 25 relationships.
And it's 10 to 25, right? But at least that you're starting to fellowship with the people that'll help you freaking level up. Who is the person that you need to pick up the phone and go, Bryce, I need to have a sit down. I need to just go to the next level in this. Or with the people it is that's in this room. Come on now, right? That's how you level up. I really feel like it's been huge for me. I mean, shit, the reason why I'm here is because a guy named Matt, right? This dude saw me in Boise, Idaho. Him and his wife saw me and started talking to me. And that's how I've gotten here 3 years later, right? Like these things can be huge. But just for your development, what would you gauge yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I'm low on that one. I know I need to engage more and stuff like that. So I would say I'm going to go with even like a 4 maybe.
Ooh, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And then mental. Your knowledge acquisition and your rest and rejuvenation. How are you on your mental side?
I'm getting better, Coach V.
I like it. I like getting better.
Mental activity and rest and rejuvenation.
Ooh, this is a framework, ain't it? Does this framework not help anybody in this room? Yes. Right? And it's very freaking simple because I had to break it down so it could be so simple. So for me, I just look at it, I gauge myself, and for here, this is a problem area. So then what you need now is what's called 2 action items or more to raise it to a 7 or higher tomorrow. Like, what is the plan that you're going to do to change? For things to change, you must change, right? So that's where it's a thermometer, where it's a measuring stick, but then it's a thermostat because you reset the thermostat, you change, everything resets. And you're the one who gauges to engage it and change it or not. So in that, what are 2, let's go mental. What would you rate yourself there? And then we'll come back to here.
I'm going to say 7.
7, okay. So most people that are high achievers and high performance folks, they operate somewhere around a 7.5 to a 9, right? Just depending on who they are, what industry they're in, where they live, all of that. But this is what I have found, is that when you're a 6 or lower, you're missing something and you have to change, be accountable to it. Look yourself in the mirror and reset. So right here is either like 2 phone calls, 2 texts. Hey, can I connect with you? Or it's a person in your life that you value that's not there anymore. Just connect. Like, believe me, there's 9 of us brothers and sisters. Like, I hate half of them. Like, real talk. We're just a big ass family and we think dramatically different. And there's like 4.5 of us that are Democrat, 4.5 of us are Republican, and then yeah, how the numbers add up, I don't know, right? But I mean, that's just how relationships are just tough like that.
Are questions okay right
now? Yeah! Heck yeah!
So just real quick, so if we are at a 6 or lower in something, that's when you would want us to do 2 action steps?
Yes! Action items, not thinking and pondering, action items. Okay, who played sports in here? Who played sports in here? So if there was something wrong in terms of the drill it is that you were doing or the outcomes in the game, what do you go back to? You look at drill tape, you look at practice tape, you look at that. What are the action items that you needed to change to have the performance or achieve what you wanted? All action. This is like, you know how they say, all gas and no brakes? Oh, baby, change, metamorphosis, and level up is an all gas, all action game. Who knows that to be true? But see, that makes it very easy for Viliami to focus on tuivai. Here's 7 things I need to focus on. And here's the thermostat, here's the thermometer, measure and freaking change, right? 2 action items that you could raise this to a 7 or higher next week. What is it?
We'll definitely reach out to someone.
Okay, reach out to someone. Give me 1 person you're going to reach out to. Who is it?
My battle buddy, CJ.
CJ! CJ, you in the room?
I'm in it. Let's go.
Let's go. Man, I met that cat. Yeah, I met that cat. I do business with that cat and I drink with that cat too. No doubt. I love doing business like that, right? So then from there, 7 or higher in everything else. If you wanted to go in 8, guess what you add? Action steps. Action items. You want to go from a 9 to a 10? Action steps. You know why? Because success, knowledge, things like love are nouns that work better as verbs. Because without action, success, knowledge, and love are just words. Who knows that to be true? Anybody thoughts on this? The Coach V 7 alls. Anybody?
Love it.
You like it? Like, what do you like about it? Tell me. Back there. Oh, South Dakota, I think.
South Dakota. That's me. I just like that it does give you the 7 steps. It gives you the rating system. Rate yourself on it. Life is continually changing. We're continually changing. It's like that old school wheel analogy, right? If your wheel's not a wheel, you're rocking down the road and it's no good. So you got to get that thing to be a wheel. Because right now, obviously for Kat, if she's a 4 in that, we need to get her up to that 7 so her wheel can roll. Otherwise, she's bumpy.
Yes, question.
Can you explain the financial 10-10-10-70?
Okay, so 10-10-70 is just comes from the Protestant work ethic, right? So when I was in college, I had to spend everything I had just to make it every single day. But once you start to become a working professional, you try to live on no more than 70% of your income. It's just a basic formula for income. Right? What I do, like when I get paid from this deal, right? Man, I would speak for free anywhere, right? But I am cashing that check, Bryce, when I get home on this deal right here, right? But what I was going to say is like, so right away, what I would do after I get paid is pay what I call tithe, right? Because in my faith, man, I'm just a steward of everything. Even though I cuss a lot, I am a man of faith, right? But like, it's all his in terms of my belief, and then I pay my first offerings to the man who made it all happen, 10%. 10% then goes into savings, and then 10% goes into some type of investment or active capital that I don't have to touch, but it works for me. Now, that 70 for my wife and I are now down to like 25%, and all the other buckets change. Who knows that to be true? Right? So I have a bucket for my parents. I have a bucket for bigger investments. After coming and seeing this place, I'm like, I need to create a bucket to get a Fit Body Bootcamp franchise. I mean, right? That's how you think, and that's how you plan. But you can't plan shit if you ain't got the money to do it, right? Vacations, like we do all that. So that's a basic starting point, and then from there, people can create their own buckets and bigger. Who knows what I'm talking about? Good, good, good. Let's get somebody. What were you going to say?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I feel like you have this list of things,
Uh-huh.
and like the aim is to be like an 8, 9, or a 10 in all of them, right? But I feel like when one goes up, like vacations are a perfect example. Like adventure is like so huge for me, and just being sure that I'm incorporating like adventure and travel and like activities and hobbies that I love, and I make that a huge priority in my life. But like if I'm doing that, then like something starts to slip elsewhere. And another thing, at another conference that I went to, someone was talking about like having peace be a constraint in their business. Like kind of this concept that you were talking about like having like the joy there. And like, I feel like I hear it and I'm like, that resonates 200%, but like, how do you actually do
Oh, good. We're going to go over that. It's in workflow. It's in your notes that's coming up next,
good.
right?
The answer's there.
But this is the deal. Who knows here that when this goes far beyond just your job and how you live, these things start to flow, right? So it's called the mastering the art of living. See, the master in the art of living makes little distinction between their work and their play, their labor and their leisure, and their information and their recreation, their love and their religion. They do not distinguish which is which. They simply pursue a level of excellence in all that they do. They let other people decide whether it is that they're working or if they're playing. But to him or her, and to you, me, and we are always doing both. Who knows that to be true? Write that down, mastering the art of living. Look at that. We're going to go over that. Now, I'm not saying that everyone can do that. I'm saying this should be a goal for the empowered person. Now, you can't split time sideways. You can only be at one place at one time and all that. Systems, protocols, procedures, right? And giving up and building your V formation so you become more effective is how you could do that. Who knows that to be true? That's how this thing works.
So do you also find that this is like just the constraint and having the goal and like revisiting it constantly to say like, this was an 8, but now it's a 6, so this area needs more attention, like
Minimum 52 times a year.
50, so once a week.
Once a week on a Sunday. Yes, ma'am. I started it like that. That's what I'm asking you guys just to consider. And guess what happens if you miss and go a month without doing it and you come back to this? Damn, it's still pretty good framework to reference, right? And so that's what I'm just asking you to consider, because now, before you came in this room, did you have a framework like this to gauge your life, leadership, and business? That's all I'm saying. And if you did, great. But if you don't, because all of us know generally, hey, here's some things I better be taking care of. But we only prioritize it when we start to neglect it and see that there's a check engine light on, right? Who knows that to be true? So this is just what I found and has brought major change and manifestation of goals, dreams, hopes, and aspirations for the clients it is that I've worked with. This is not theory. This has really helped my people level up. I have people that are billionaires and millionaires. And the millionaires and billionaires, they hired me to help them be accountable, like babysit their ass, right? I'm like, shit, that's not what I do. You can pay me all that money, but this is about making you accountable for you. So then you have to give them a framework so that they can use and make themselves more effective and efficient in what they do. Does this help? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Do you mind sharing your rating of those 7 things?
Yeah, I'm about an 8, 8.5 in all of these. And they fluctuate just a little bit. Now, so I have a 10 and a 13-year-old, right? She's going to be 13 in March 4th, like, right? So my personal goes up. I always gain weight starting Thanksgiving, starting Halloween night. Because my kids trick or treat, right? So there's a like a 10% weight gain right about there. During COVID, it was 35. I got up to 255 pounds. Today, I weighed in just about 219.8 or so. Yeah, I'm not going to say 220. I'm going to take that 0.8. Shit, I'm going to take it, right? So that's what fluctuates. And then financial is something that I had to come to grasp with a big family, where in my culture, it's not about everybody being good for themselves. It's like, because I'm the oldest, I should be the one to take care of everybody. And when I finally made everybody else accountable for their own fucking life, my financial dynamics changed. Who knows that shit to be true? Come on. I had to have those. You guys already had that session here, right? Those real conversations, like where shit gets real, like with your people or your family. For me, it had nothing to do with my network and everything to do with the family that I came from, which is not their fault. Fuck, we grew up poor. You know, we went from, who knows here where Holt Boulevard is? You know where Holt Boulevard is? There used to be this amnesty immigration deal there in 1985 that we were illegal, and then President Reagan came out with amnesty, and then we became legal residents. That's our deal, right? So we grew up poor. But my mentality has never been poor. Since I was standing in a free lunch line, my ass was always that skinny ass kid that goes, shit, I don't know when, but I'm going to change this shit. And I may not be able to do it to everybody. I'm the one of 9 children that graduated from college. And college isn't even where I gained my level up, but I gained my relationships there. Nate Hackett, my boy I played ball with, just got signed up as a Denver Broncos head coach. Gerald Evero, I was the defensive captain. He was the defensive captain right after me. I passed it on to him. Now he's going as the LA Rams DB coach to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's where I gained my relationships and figuring out I better pay my bills on time. Don't tell more than one person that they're the love of your life. Don't try to be a player. That shit don't work, right? Come on. Who knows I'm talking some real talk, right? This is the real talk about life, leadership, and business, right? And then figuring out that you can have a homie and you like them, but living with people, that's some different shit, right? Who knows all this to be true? And we're constantly negotiating these things, but what does it come down to? Right here, to me. And you can add to the framework or make it more simple than this, but I'm just suggesting at the level that you are right now and where it is that you want to go, you can't just leave it to chance. You better come up with that system and process for you, because that's what I'm here to tell you and ask you to consider. that you become the best you can be. I'm not here trying to tell you how to run your franchise or your business or how that works in terms of the best practices in your industry. I'm just asking you to consider that you become your best you and things will dramatically change. And is it that way because I say so? Oh, shit, no. This is what life leadership business tells us all. But I'm just a crazy ass with the microphone this morning that's in front of you just asking you to consider it. Deal or no deal? Deal. Okay, let's go to module 3. Open up your module. Let's go. Who's my man from Miami? Come on up to the front. Let's do a clap session. As we reload here, we're going to go into module 3 as we talk about these workflow approaches. Hands ready? You say the number, we clap.
2 claps! 2 claps! 3 claps! 3 claps! 6 claps! Everybody!
Boot camp! My man.
Nice job, Junior.
My man. I love that. Okay, so now, which happens to most of us is there's these Coach V 10 workflow approaches is what we're going to be covering is the actual framework. If you look at the module there's anywhere between, I think it's 12 to 16 pages, I believe, that'll give you an academic reference of what we'll be covering over the next 30 minutes. But really, this is to create and design your workflow. We already talked about it. Daily habits, activities, routines create flow. Flow creates momentum. Momentum will take you to your next level of life leadership in business. Let's go down to the quotes, though, please. And let's read off what the quotes are. Let's start with number 1. Our partner in the back, the cool kid. This kid looks like he's like 21 years old. He's a 30-year-old plus freaking mastermind in the back. This is my man right here. I met him in the hallway, right? Like I walked in here, Bryce was like, this is my partner. I was like, is that kid like 19? And that's a good thing. And you're married? How long have you been married?
7 years.
Right? Yep. Repeat this after me. Stand up for you. Would you please? Right? Repeat this after me. Say, life is struggle.
Life is struggle.
Say, struggle is life.
Struggle is life.
Say, misery is optional. That's a wise man saying right there, right? That's a Coach V quote. Write it down. Life is struggle. Struggle is life. Misery is optional. Life is struggle. Struggle is life. Misery is optional. How long you been married, bro? How long?
7 years.
7 years? So you've been married since you were 27, 26?
Do math. 28.
28. How's the married life? Got kids?
Yep.
How many?
1.
So this is what I learned about marriage, right? So before I got married, it was all about me. Then I got married, it was about her. And then we had kids, then shit really was not about me. Is that true or not? That's a wise man right there. That's a wise man. You got your Valentine's date already set up and reserved? Okay, we're going to help you work on that right here. We're designing your workflow. Man, the first thing you should do in January is book your Valentine's date with your wife. True or not true, or spouse, or significant other, right? Man, just the fact that I scheduled it, my wife was like, oh my gosh, you already have reservations? So this is when I leveled up, right? I leveled up. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm leveling up. I got my academic plan set for, I'm going to go study this and gain this knowledge. For you, what has been the biggest struggle? For a young leader and a top executive in what is this? An Inc. 5,000 company, right? What has been your biggest struggle that you've had to overcome?
My biggest struggle is keeping my team motivated.
Motivated, yeah. I like that. That's a good notion that a leader tries to keep their people motivated. What we're asking all of you to consider today is empower your people and have their asses motivate themselves. Who knows that's a better approach? Come on, man. Because people used to hire me as a keynote speaker. And I thought I wanted to be the #1 keynote speaker in the world. And I'm still heading that way, right? But I found out that motivational speaking only impacts how people think and how they feel in the present moment, right? Come on. And that leaders that always try to help motivate their people, that shit wore me out. Who wears you? Does that wear you out? Empowerment now tells the person that you're empowering that they're fucking accountable for inspiring and motivating themselves. Because you have that right here, do you not? Right? And if that's something in an ideal, because at first you're like, oh shit, is that even possible? Right? I'm here telling you that I deal with companies that do stuff like that every day. Create a culture where people like me can act like me. Act like that. Your ass better back it up with some performance though, right? Who knows that to be true? Yes. Right? So in that, that's been your biggest challenge. And how have you come up now as the executive that you are? Where are you going in 2022? And then also, as you leave here, you're going to schedule and make a reservation for your wife for Valentine's, right? Who knows that? Come on, give him a hand. Come on. Come on.
That depends if we can get a babysitter, but.
Yeah, that's right. That's real talk.
We don't want to stress out grandma and grandpa. We always ask them to cover, but.
And so what's your biggest level up? Because to me, this is where it is that where the rubber hits the road, workflow. Because most people are so successful that they're actually ran over by their success. Does that sound even close to what you guys are feeling sometimes? Right? Like overwhelm anytime, ever? Or you just got it all figured out, right? Always. So that just means you have to design this workflow. In that, what's the workflow approach for the company and what it is that you do to be successful? Your thoughts.
This is like my talk at the end of today. But
I like it. Well, give us a preview. Give us a preview.
A lot of it is focusing on the things that give me energy that I'm good at that uniquely propel our company forward.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times when I'm lower energy or I don't really get in a funk, or if I do, it's not very long. It's when I'm doing a lot of the stuff that I don't enjoy doing, I'm not uniquely gifted at doing, that I need to delegate away. So me staying in my zone of genius, my unique ability, and spending as much time there as humanly possible, which then obviously from an energy standpoint, then you're on fire every day.
That's wisdom. So if you look down at your notes, what it is for the Coach V 10 workflow approaches, that's going to be number 9. Can somebody read what number 9 is off? Power play, that you stay in your power play. The thing it is that you're uniquely gifted at and you can do very easy compared to most people is that you stay in that power play. So in that, we're going to read some quotes. Can you guys go to the quotes section, please? And then let us start off with number 1. The 2 gentlemen in the back. Can you come over to the microphone and bring your notes with you? And can you still read from your tablet? Please. Number 1, and then the gentleman right next to him. You read number 2, nice and loud, please.
By the way, Dream Team, this is actually Trevor. It's our franchise guide, so just wanted to bring him down and introduce him.
Yeah, Trevor.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Trevor, you back there taking notes, Trevor?
Oh, you know I am.
You know it, Trevor. That's my man. Okay.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so we got number 1. This is going to be plans are only good intentions unless they immediately degenerate into hard work. Peter Drucker.
Very good. Your voice is so good. Let's do 2 and 3 as well. Stay there. Yeah, that's a good voice right there.
If people knew how hard I had to work to gain my mastery, it would not seem so wonderful at all. Michelangelo.
Number 3.
Success isn't owned, it's leased. And the rent is due every day. J.J. Watt.
Yeah, baby. Am I in the right room with these quotes right here? Yeah. This is it right here. Come on up, brother. Thank you so much. I love that voice. I love that voice. Can you read 4, 5, and 6, please?
By the way, team, this is Chris. He does our territories.
Yeah, Chris.
What's up? Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. All right, number 4.
Yes, please.
Every human has 4 endowments: self-awareness. Did we already do this one?
That's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hard work beats talent. When talent fails to work hard, Kevin Durant.
Very good. The next 2 as well, please.
If you train hard, you'll not only be hard, you'll be hard to beat.
Very good.
Herschel
Next.
Walker. Number 6. All growth depends upon activity. There is no development, physical or intellectual, without effort, and effort means work.
That's right. Thank you so much. We're talking about hard work. We're talking about hard work. We got 20 minutes or so here. Okay, we're going to talk about hard work. How important is hard work down there in Texas? And not just hard work, but a design and a workflow in terms of your tasks, your habits, your routines, and everything that you can automate. How important is that?
It's the only thing. It's life. It doesn't matter if it's business, if it's your personal stuff, your money. It's everything.
Yes, sir. I agree. Who agrees with that? Say deal or no deal. Deal. Right here in the corner. Stand up and introduce yourself. Have we heard from you yet? I don't think so.
I think you skipped me.
Man, you
You're neglected.
No. I neglected. No, this was a strategy. We left the good haircut cats for last. Man. Please tell us, how important is work? Workflow, design and scheduling, etc.
Workflow design and scheduling.
Work, everything that we just read on the quotes, how important is that?
Well, work gives us meaning, and you got to design it properly in order to get what you want out of your work.
Very good. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The gentleman right here, could you please stand? And how important is work?
Oh, it's everything. You can't get anything done without it.
Very good. Has anybody here not stood up and said anything yet? Anybody? Yep, right here, please. Stand, both of you. Introduce yourselves. Introduce yourselves too.
Okay. I'm doing this for you, so.
Yeah.
Michael Rodriguez, Fresno State Bulldog.
Yeah.
So, work is, I think for me, is how I've learned everything. So I work
Very good.
in one spot, and then I learn from that and work even harder at the next level, and I just keep trying to level up from that previous work experience.
Yep.
So it seems to get me where I want to be.
Very good. And in that, have you found that work harder means that you got more effective and efficient and you could do more by doing less?
Yes, and it also taught me to not do that particular job.
Very good.
And do something different to get more out of it.
Yes, sir.
They know what
That's
I'm talking
it.
about.
Who knows that's some real talk? Say real talk.
Real talk.
Yep, next, ma'am. Thank you so much. Go Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs.
Okay, what work is to me, it is, well, it's the basis of every opportunity I've ever had, and the window from which I'm able to achieve my potential, what I was designed for.
Very good. Very
I can only
good.
get there through work.
Say your name again.
Darylyn
Darylyn. Last name.
Silva.
Darren. You guys are awesome. Both of you are in Fresno.
Yes.
That is freaking, man. So
You're not far from us.
some of the hardest football games that I've ever been a part of was there. We lost once in a decade there during my tenure, and that was the year that did you guys almost beat USC that year with Reggie Bush?
Yes.
Man, that game is one of the best games. Who knows what I'm talking about? College football, right? I mean, we're just talking football. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, number one, who's got the list of workflow, 10 workflow approaches? Can somebody read off what number one is, please?
Most vital tasks.
Okay, that is MBT. Can we go over what number two is, please? Account for time and money. Let's go. What is number three?
Attitude reset.
Very good. Attitude reset. Let's go into what number four is now, please.
Winning hearts and minds.
Win hearts and minds. Huge here. And then let's go design. What is number five? It's going to be design.
Your routine.
Yup. And then number six, read it off, please.
Automate days.
Automate your days. Very good. And then after that is a stop. Stop what for 7?
Multitasking.
Very good. And then let's talk about stress. What's number 8 say?
Relieve stress.
Relieve the stress. And then number 9 is what the genius in the back was talking about. Power play?
Yep.
Yep. And then form and fly, your V formation is number 10, correct?
Yes.
So V formation. MVTs. These are your most vital tasks. Write that down in your notes, MVTs. Write down also this term that comes from high performance habits and Brendan Burchard, who's one of the best in the industry and really a giant that I stand on his shoulders every single day when I coach, teach, and train, is the term PQO, prolific quality output. If it's not a most vital task, and if you have 10 to 12 of these things, they're not vital. These are the vital things that has to be done that moves the needle each and every day in what you do, or is systematically designed into your weeks, quarters, and your years. Prolific quality output is the corresponding term that I always teach with this, because in going to Brendan Burchard's conference, I started to realize that there were so many things that I could be prolific in. I mean, I coach, teach, and train thousands of kids a year in free camps just because I fund it all myself, or I raise money so that I can impact kids and teach them the same kind of stuff that we're learning right here through sports. So I can be prolific in that. And so I use that, and it is part of my lanes in life, leadership, and business. And I was just inducted in November, and I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying this, why not you and what you do, is that I was inducted into the Elk Grove Hall of Fame with Bill Cartwright and all these other folks. It was just an amazing deal, but it's because of the fact that if you're going to be prolific in something, choose what those things are. Look at what the most vital tasks are daily in that. Everything else, cut that shit out. All those other people, cut their ass out. It's not even a sacrifice. Like, too many people think that sacrifice is part of success. Success doesn't give a shit whether you sacrifice or not. These are the demands. Do you get what I'm saying? Success demands that you note and then prioritize the most vital task in your life. It's not a freaking sacrifice. Either you meet it and you get it, or you don't. Who knows that to be true? In the corner, boss man, your thoughts on that, please. Most vital task. Anything that you would add to that? Say that again. Say that D word again. Write that word down in your notes. Distraction. Oh my goodness. Everywhere.
I think a lot of people are distracted, and if you were to ask them, they wouldn't know what's their most vital task, what's the most important thing. So then every day you kind of just feel like you're on a hamster wheel over and over and over and over again, which then obviously robs you of energy, because progress equals motivation. And if you're not doing your most vital task, you're not making progress, which then you're not going to feel motivated.
Very good. And those people that are distracted, they can't tell what's most vital. They can't write down, prioritize. Write down this term, work-life balance, right? Circle it and cross that shit off. There's no such thing as work-life balance. There's fucking prioritizing the stuff that matters in your life or not. Who knows that to be true? Yeah. Now, the assumption in bringing balance, joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, love, and family time in your life is something that you could design. Right? But is there a 50-50 balance? I've never seen it. I've never smelt it. I don't know how it looks like. I know that is a notion that is beyond the unicorn. All I know is, like, as a success coach, these are the most vital tasks, all this other stuff. Well, I want work-life balance. Well, I'm not the guy for that. I don't teach that. I teach stack your freaking calendar, get stuff fucking done, right? And make progress in your life, leadership, and business. Sir?
Is that what you mean by automate your days?
All of it. So this whole thing, and we're going to get to automate days, right? So automate days, we'll skip to it, is number 6. Automate days just comes from what I did in football. On Monday, this is what we did in football. We padded up, and we're going to fucking hit, right? Tuesday, it gets lighter, and then we go down the line. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're either traveling to, staying at a hotel. Saturday, we wake up and do a walkthrough, and then you went out and kicked ass and took names on Saturday evening, got on a plane, came back. This is what you did on Sunday. Then you went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, in Boise State, we would play shit like Thursday games, Wednesday games, Tuesday games. You just make that your Saturday, automate the other days, and make it work, because we won championships over and over that way. I brought it now to industries going, yes, it could be an automation that's IT, but it also just can be a scheduling deal, so you don't wake up in the morning like you did when you first got into this business, goes, shit, what do I got to do today? It's like starting over every single day when you first started, right? Who knows that to be true? Right? You're waking up going, damn, what do I got to do? Am I missing anything? No, this is what you do. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is what you do. And I wrote down, if you go down on there, I have an entire priority date list for the entire year. The beginning of every month is like, what am I doing for a date time with my wife? What am I doing? Every Friday afternoon, my wife and I have lunch, unless she does something with her father who lives just down the street from us, right? It has down on there when all the holidays are. When it's Christmas, the day and the time, when my in-laws' birthdays are, when my kids' birthdays are, when my anniversaries are. You want to create tremendous workflow in your life? This is what this is all based off of. A synergy that comes by prioritizing the people and the passions in your life, and then you plug in the work life. What a concept. What a concept. So I wrote it down there for you to see. These are my priority date lists. All the stuff that's in like a teal blue, do you see that on that priority date list? That's my impact for the community, that I raise hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and then I fund that. Nobody gets paid. And then so there's a golf tournament that's down there for October. We got a volleyball camp that's free, soccer camp. We teach kids how to fly planes. We do all of that because I'm prolific. I can bring people together. And people are always asking me, you're trying to be a millionaire, and this will be the first year I ever make $1 million in my business, ever. I've never made $1 million yet. This year it's fucking on. And it's already on the calendar, right? And see, the thing is like, those gigs are already on the calendar. I ain't wishing. You know, I'm not leaving that shit up to chance, right? I'm building a team worldwide and going to make it happen. So that's what I'm asking everyone here to consider. One, most vital task. Number two is account for your time and your money. Account for it. When I say, and you come to me and you tell me you want to be these things, every amazing success and or what's called a life coach or whatever, Tony Robbins, when we open your calendar, if it doesn't reflect that, we got fucking work to do. That's creating workflow in your life, leadership, and business. You get what I'm saying? Right? Does this make sense? I'm just putting it a different way. Some stuff it is you already know, but I'm just asking you today to make it a priority. To make it where it's just like, hey, the master in the art of living doesn't make any distinction between their work and their play. This is just what we do. Who's in on that? Say deal or no deal. Deal. And accounting for time and money is huge. Because also as a success coach, I just asked my billionaires, open up your accounts. Let's see it. Share screen. I just go through, it's like, you say you're all about these things, but you're spending money on all these things. So guess what? You're not accountable to what you say you want to be. Look at your calendar. You say you want to be these things, achieve these things, but your calendar does not reflect that. Do you think you're going to do that? Account for your time and money, design it, and it will. Not because I say so. This is what life, leadership, and business tells us all. I've just been assigned this morning to bring it to the top of mind. Attitude reset, right? Write down perspective. Write down attitude. Write down gratitude. Why? If you don't wake up every single day, and prior to COVID, it was 7,456 people died every single day, according to the census report in the United States, prior to COVID. Now the numbers are all skewed. I can't find what the right numbers are. But that just means if you woke up today, you got a shot. An attitude of gratitude means this. I mean, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Write this name down, Melody Beatty. Look up this gratitude poem. It turns what we have into enough and more. It could turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude unlocks the peace of the present and the hope for today. There are either people that are either moving into gratitude or being forced and slapped by life to be grateful because they weren't. And I just find that unless you can't have a workflow I do and Bryce and everyone here has, unless you can really intertwine that all of this is just how you live, right? But I'm asking you to focus on some key components that'll really bring some amazingness into your life. Read off number 4 for me, please. What is number 4? Winning hearts and minds. Everybody repeat after me. Please say winning hearts and minds. Write down next to that effective communication. Now, I teach, coach, and train this in the aerospace industry. And it is a trip that they would come to me to teach them how to effectively communicate. Write down in some way, shape, or form this definition: the sending and or receiving information in the way that it was intended. The sending and or receiving information in the way that it was intended. How much correspondence or meetings that you've been to prior to coming here even, right? Because I used to go to meetings when I was just in jobs, right? And I was like, what the fuck was that meeting for? Come on, who knows that's some real talk, right? But winning hearts and minds is really effectively communicating, which creates tremendous workflow in your life. I mean, tremendous. The ability to communicate, right? Next to winning hearts and minds, write down standards and expectations. Oh, hey, this is how we roll, right? That's another term for standards and expectations. This is how we do things. This is how we win. This is how we succeed. And communication, that's what I know. I don't know how to read minds. I can read body language a little bit, but when you effectively communicate, and here's a main thing it is when you talk to your clients and the people it is that you coach, teach, and train that are on your team and that you pay them, is like, okay, we just talked about this. What are you going to do? Oh, we just went over what I'm going to do. I don't care. Say it. Tell me what you're going to do. It's been a huge communication right there where people are now solidified. Okay, I'm going to get this by this done. I'm going to get that by that done. I'm going to get this. Now, I coach, teach, and train this as a module all by itself, right? In that, effective communication better have what's called the gold standard. When you correspond and or talk or communicate or email, it better have the who, what, where, when, how, and why. Too many people just cut to the chase, and then you don't paint the picture to win somebody's heart and mind. What is the opposite of win hearts and minds? Is a corporate term it is that's being taught all over the world, and it still happens and it works to a certain effect, but not on an empowerment level, is create buy-in. Write that down. Create buy-in. What do we do here at Fit Body Bootcamp? Do we create buy-in or do we win hearts and minds? What do we do? Does anybody have an answer?
Create buy-in by winning hearts and minds.
Create buy-in by winning. Yes, that's a duality term. I don't think it has to be one or the other, but I know this. If you're winning hearts and minds, write this down, not just the length of your life, but the width of your life. So if you're not winning hearts and minds, you may be winning on the length of the business, but the width of the business you're missing. Come on. Customer loyalty, meeting of expectations, going from a one-time customer to a repeat customer to a loyal customer. How do you do that? Winning hearts and minds or creating buy-in? Because you've said it the other way for so long, I'm just asking that you consider you find something that's appropriate. Because whatever that is for you and your customer base and the people it is that you're trying to franchise and or train on your team, you better know what that is. You define it and systematically go out and get that done. How important is this? Deal or no deal? Okay. What is number 5? Read it out for me, please. Say it again. And it's already down on there. My whole routine in general. Not the day-to-day. But who's gone down to that list? Anybody seen that list? Go down. It's color-coded and everything, right? I don't even have soccer practice on there, baseball practice, or swim practice for the kids. This is just a basic in general. On my hard calendar, and my staff puts it on the Google Docs, everything else. So all of my teams and all of my staff and my wife, they plug into one calendar where my ass needs to be. And puts it on the calendar. And if it's not on the calendar, that shit ain't going to happen. I'm not going to be there. Period. That's how it works. I talk to my staff. Hey, Bryce and those guys need an invoice. Send them this. Make sure they get it paid. And it just gets done. They get down on there. This is done. This is good. This is what we need to do tomorrow. And we move on like that every single day. Yes, do we still go pleasantries? Oh, man, how's the family? How's that? Yes, we still do all that because that's just how we roll. But you have to make sure you get over to the main points, right? Because write down attraction, right? How do you attract success? Bryson, we just went over that. Do you remember it? The 2 words? Yep. Human connection and validity, validation. When you can create human connection by winning hearts and minds, designing a routine, meaning it is valid that your way works, huge attraction goes into your life. Is that true or not true? You've been doing it already. This is just a way for you to title what that is. When you create human connection and you validate that you could deliver. Man, I saw all the pictures on the website. People's transformation. They giving testimonials. What's that called? Social proof, right? Validation, same thing. Are these too much? Is this too out there? Is this too high level? Or is this not high enough? Or am I in the neighborhood? Deal or no deal? Number, automate days and tasks. We already did that. Okay, stop multitasking. Ooh, huge one. Because you know what? They used to teach this in personal development in the 80s and 90s is to be more effective and efficient is to multitask. Remember that? Who remembers that? That shit is freaking expired. Especially when you are like me and you're dealing with $10,000 contracts, $20,000, $1 million opportunities. Do not multitask when you're doing things that are important. What happens? Multi-fail. Very good. The studies show, this isn't what I'm saying, that it creates 61% more rework when you multitask when you're trying to do something. Let alone, like I've sent and lost a $20,000 speaking opportunity because I was multitasking, and instead of writing laptop, I wrote labtop, L-A-B-T-O-P. And the person who was hiring me pointed that out, and I didn't get the engagement. You think I fucking multitasked again while I was emailing? Hell no, I didn't. I learned that in 2012. So then I started teaching on it in 2014. A simple mistake, because guess what? They came back around and they hired me the next year anyway, right? But that's because you have to be so good, people will overlook that shit. But guess what? Today's day and age, there's too much competition for them to come back most of the time. Is that true or not true? Right? You got to be right down next to that. Like all of this stuff, write down professional. Right? Yes. 5 minutes. Yep. Yes, sir. Write down professional. Okay? That's what all of us need to try to be. Now, read off number 8.
Relieve stress.
So the American Psychological Society has all kinds of recommendations on how to relieve your stress. I break it down into 2 words or 2 acronyms. TCOYB, write it down, and GSD. TCOYB is take care of your business, right? You want to relieve stress? You could go on vacation and all that, but you'll be dragging the cloud with you if you don't take care of your business. In Pomona, we call it GSD, meaning get shit done. Get your shit done, move forward, creates tremendous workflow. You could be and go wherever you want, and you don't bring that stress with you. Is that true or not true? Yes. Power play, we already have the man back there already explain it. It's stay in the position that you're really good in, stay in your power play, and if and when you can, right, delegate out and hire out as well. And then lastly is the form and fly your V formation. We already touched on that, so we won't go over it. I'm going to end on a poem, some quick Q&A. We are right on point. We got 3 minutes left, and we are pal with Coach V. Has this been a good session for you? You think this has been a good session? So in that, let's do 2 quick questions, and then I'll close off. 2 quick questions, Any questions? Yes, sir. Boston.
All right, so I feel like I do a pretty good job of editing my relationships, cutting out the people that are negative and like filling my life with negativity, right? So the question I have for you is, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that there are some people in here who aren't really happy with their business results.
Right.
Right? Maybe they're marketing hard, but they're not getting leads, or maybe they're not able to close deals, but they push it out on me, and they express their frustrations.
Right.
To me, I feel like that's negative because I want to be on the up and up trajectory.
Yep.
And I feel like the more I focus on negativity, the more that holds me back from that trajectory that I'm trying to accomplish, right? So the question is, how quickly do we eliminate those relationships?
Yeah, I think that's a great, I think, and that's a great question. And one is just like how you see the negativity. Because if the negativity is some fucking real talk, then we better talk about it. Who knows that's true? right? And that you're accountable to that, and just go, okay, well, how can we move this forward in terms of support and solution to move forward? But if it's something where that person doesn't level up and grow with you, and you see and you know in your mind that they are not a good fit for what you're trying to do, today's a good day. Cut them.
Sweet.
Last question? Any? Yes.
You talked about designing your day, but for like, is there a little bit more granularity you could provide on like how to design a good week or day?
Yep. Everybody write this down. Viliami is my first name, Viliami at coach-v.com, because we're running out of time. I'll come talk to you about that, right? As we close off here, because I want to finish and be respectful of the time it is that I've been appropriated to address you all and coach. Please just reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Reach out. I mean, I sent you all this stuff, so you see it's pretty detailed in there that you can be able to self-coach yourself from there. But if and when you need any further help, holler at your boy. My cell phone number is 916-897-0427. Holler at your boy. In that, I will finally close off. It has been a great session. I appreciate this. My soul needed to be here today with you all and level up myself as I share in the experiences, offer some frameworks, and we're some grown-ass folks in this room. You don't want to do it, and it doesn't work for you, don't do it. But if it does, that's where the magic happens. In that, here's my sending off final thoughts is, so when things go wrong, as they most times will, and the road you're trudging seems all uphill, and when the funds are low and the debts are high and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when life is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Because life is weird with its twists and its turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And see, many a person, what they do, they turn about when they might have won had they stuck it out. So don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You will succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it appears to a faltering woman or man. But you see, the struggler, he or she is often giving up when they might have captured the victor's cup. But they did not learn until the night came down how close they were to the golden crown. Because you see, success is failure turned inside out, in a silver tint in this thing called doubt. And you never can tell how close you are, because it may be right here, but seem so far. But stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. It has been a pleasure and one of the honors of my life this 2022.
Get on your feet for Mr. Coach Steve.